It's Rusty Dagger here. Today I'd like to show you my portable bore that I have made using RedPower 2. Now, I've recently converted my server to run RedPower 2, as well as another mod called Iron Chest. So you need those files are needed to get on. I've also put a whitelist on and a bunch of other stuff, but that's not what this video is about. So basically, what this does is it moves this head here, which is the cutting head. The first 3 blocks here, they push forward, they move up and down, and they cut the blocks out of the way, as seen with this. This also has reverse, so it retracts itself again, and it's pretty compact, I think. It does require some electricity to power it. By far, this is far more solar panels than would realistically be required to power it. Probably get away with 6 or so of these and maybe 2 or 3 battery boxes. Quite easily power this. I've just got a large amount here because I've got a large working area. So it's portable, but you still need to run the power cable to connect it. So you pull the power cable off and move it, and you have to re-put the cable back on again. It's not self-propelled or anything like that. You'll have to move it around with some other motors that I haven't got mentioned here. So that's enough about the details. I'll just get rid of this. Let's see it in action. So we have 4 controls. We have a cutting off and on. Just starts the timer, which goes into some insulated jacketed wire here, and it connects to the pipes and makes it run. So that's running on a timer there. I've got the timer set to 500 milliseconds, or half a second I should say. We've got a deployer here that deploys new pieces of port frame. We've got a block breaker back here to break it when it's going in reverse, and it deposits into here. And we have the main up-down motion going on here. So in order to go forwards, we need braking on, and we need main drive on, which is here. So here's the main drive toggle. Then over here we have, this is an override for the placement of blocks, because as you can see here, this piece of wire powers the block deployer. And then here we have the reverse toggle. Just starts another timer, runs around, and it goes to the block breaker first, and then a short delay later it goes to the actual motor to reverse. This is so that it actually deposits the frames into here, because if the frames are moving when it tries to break them, it will break them but not deposit them. So it could be a little bit of a bug there, or just bad operating skills. If you got that issue, that's what's causing it. So, as I said before, we'll just let this go forward, and it'll work its way towards. I think I left the override on for placement. Fix that. As you can see, all the sandstone's moving through the pipes. So you can put to the chests over here. Removes the rest of the wall. So it's going to finish removing that, and then I'm going to turn off the block placement, which will mean that it will stop at its highest point in its rotation, which is this point, which connects it to the reverse motor up the top there. So block placement's off with stop set from moving. Then we turn off the main drive and turn on the reverse, and it'll work its way back. Could make the reverse go faster, but it's unnecessary and it just makes more lag. So I've got these blocks here as stoppers to stop the head coming back too far to cause damage. So that's about it. That's all it does. I should probably demonstrate this whole frame also moves, but you can see in the first step here that the whole bottom of it's covered in non-stick panels. So, and I've made sure everything moves and such. Probably should grab a quick motor and just demonstrate that the whole thing can be moved. I've grabbed these out of here enough times, I should know where they are. Gonna need some frame, gonna need some wire, gonna need a building block. We'll get some power out of here. Break this. Connect this here, put the motor here. I haven't got a screwdriver now. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Come on, where's the screwdriver? Just gonna rotate this around. Connect that. Connect that there, and we just need a button now. And the whole thing will move. Very easily, the whole thing is portable. Up, down, any direction you wish, it'll move. This means you can position it, dig a tunnel, and then reposition it and dig another tunnel in the same direction. Great for hollowing out large rooms. So now that I've showed that, I'll just clean this up. Put the panel back on there. There's a panel, yes. I still keep getting the panels and the covers confused. For the purposes of the video, I have changed all the panels to green, aka sticky, and all the covers are red, aka no stick. So that is the same throughout all this I've got around here, which we'll get to in just a second. So now that I've showed you how it works, and believe me, it works. The only issue I've run into so far with it, and I could be mean and not tell you this, but I'm going to tell you this anyway. The only flaw it has, if it's tunneling along and it comes across a lava supply that is above the max height, which is this height here, and the lava flow falls down, what it does is it touches these frames here, and then when it tries to move again, it can get stuck, and the head will no longer move. I mainly ran into issues when I was reversing, and the lava got up and it got all caught up in the motor here. So that's just something to keep in mind. Just keep an eye out for lava pools. If you mine above lava height with it, or at least partly above and below lava height, you'll be fine. I think it's very uncommon to find lava higher than that. So just keep that in mind. So yeah, on with building it. So now I'm going to take you through the steps of building it, and if you don't wish to watch that, you can stop the video now and go on your merry way. So first we'll start with step 1, which is this. I'm going to create a 6x6 floor, and you want to get your panels, or your covers I mean. Covers, do not get panels, get covers, and go all the way around the outside and on the bottom. And that is step number 1. It is not that complicated, it's just a starting step. Step number 2 is, and I'm sorry if I rush something and skip over something, if you miss out on something or you're having a little bit of problems with any part of it, just tell me the step number and I'll be glad to try and help you out a bit. I need to sit still more, I'm moving around too much, so I'm sorry. Just clean. This annoys me too, the fact that I got this stuff all over my hotbar. Alright, gone. Just have to ignore chat, it's just my regulars playing. So, step number 2, we're going to add the bulk of the framework for all the components later on. So you'll need a 3-high pole at the back. This is the back, this is the front. You can tell it's the front by these 2 posts here, the stoppers. Okay, so you want 2 3-high posts along the side like that. Then you want to sort of make a loop, pretty much a 2x2 loop here, but cut out the 2 bits here and the one over there. So once you got that, and put these in, of course, not too complicated. The floor is still all the same. It took me a long time to build all these steps without water to copy and paste or anything like that. Spent probably at least 10 hours building all this in hope to make the video go easier. It's the kind of effort I go to for you guys, so hope you guys appreciate it. Okay, so now we're going to add some more framework, and then we're going to put on some panels down there. So the main thing you want to note is there's now going to be a pole coming off this frame here. It extends out towards the front one, up to, and towards the back one. Down there is to secure part of the wire that's on top of one of the motors. That was one of the issues I found with getting it to move around, was that wire wasn't secured to the framework. So I had to put all this around here just to get it secure. The other one I ran into was those couple of bits here on the back of the deployer. So to fix that, we have to put 3 on the side of the piece there. Now onto the flooring. Flooring is fun. There's actually a cover missing from here, so put a cover there. Ignore that I'm missing one, because if you have a look back here, it's actually there. Don't know why that's missing. And look, I've even fixed it on the next step, so oops, it happens. So cover the whole floor that's left after you put in all the frame with panels. Just don't put one here at the end of the middle of the circle, because it's going to be a motor here and we don't need to put one there. It's just a waste. Cover these in covers. They don't need to stick to anything, so they're just there as a stopper, like I said before. Anything else that's changed on this step? I don't think so. Now onto the fun step. This step is a monster. It's a lot of work and a lot to take in. You know, apply the rest of the covers and panels, and we got to put in all the motors and get them all rotated as well. So you can start off by putting a motor on that blank frame that blank spot was here, and point it forwards. This face like this. One going up, one going down, one going backwards. I'm going to put the deployer here and the block breaker here. Excuse me. Behind the block deployer you want to put a chest of any kind. Doesn't really matter what. Oh, I guess you could probably pipe it off somewhere else if you really wanted, but I wouldn't recommend that. Okay, so that's all the components put in. Now for the plating, the covers, the panels. Now all this needs to be covered in green paneling, or your paneling of choice. All the outside needs to be covered in covers. Yeah, covers, Rusty. So confusing. These here could be panels, but they're not. They weren't needed, so I just covered them. I guess you could change that if you wanted to. It's up to you. Cover this whole side. I'll just give you a look at all the sides, because you're going to want to just make it look like mine. And the outside here and here, all red. Because as I said, these were only added to hold on the pieces just here. Now I've missed a piece there. That could be a red piece as well. All the inside of here needs to be red, because it's all where stuff's moving around. So, of course, make that all red. Now, most of this bit up here, again, red. Need to have the green in there. And make sure this is green here, because, again, it was there to hold on that wire that's going on there later. We'll see that later. Anything else that I possibly missed? Have a good look. note that there's a green panel in there as well. That's why this whole post was put here, to hold this chest from being all wacko. Okay, sorry for that brief cut. My annoying brother decided to come and interrupt me. Okay, so I think you guys have got the hang of all this now, apart from that one piece there I missed. It's not a big deal. So now you're gonna go, oh wow, what are you doing, Rusty? This is a lot to do. Well, no, it's really not. So you want to get your blue alloy wire, insulated stuff. You know, the stuff you move electricity with. I can't remember what it's called. Your blue alloy wire, that's it. You want that stuff. And start wiring it here, come up, branch off here, and just run it up and over like this. That powers both the motor there and the one there. It needs to come down and power the other two motors now, so it comes down this side, around, and sits into this little hole we had left out here. And that powers the other two motors. So that's the power cable done. And out of the way, and it's pretty neatly tucked in. It allows us to get all the other wires in. Okay, so now we want to start with the main drive system. This is the big one. So we have a toggle state here, I think it is. What was it? Toggle latch, that's right. Toggle latch here, rotated like so, so when we flick it, turns off and on. Here we have a timer, and it's set to 3 seconds. It then goes into some red alloy wire, and branches off behind that motor and that motor. Then comes, gee whiz, can't walk on that, comes around and down, and this is a repeater. It needs to be facing like this, and it needs to set to about 4, I think it is. Just make sure you get this little pixel lined up like that. It'll be right. If it's not quite timed right, just fiddle with this. It's about the only thing you want to be fiddling with if it's not quite working. Now, the wire continues around, and it runs right around this frame and into the other motor over there. Now, it also branches off. Now, this is a state cell. I'm not 100% sure how it works or why it works, but it works. So just put it there like this and set it to 1 second. It also allows me to sort of intercept the signal from coming around here, and I can control it with this toggle latch again. Now note that there is a piece on here to stop the wire connecting from here up to here. If you don't do that, when this pulses to control the motor, it'll toggle this and toggle the placement control, and it just won't be pretty. So just make sure you put that in. It's a little piece of, yeah, you know, just cut up the box some more and you get that piece there. So once that's done, and that leads right around to there, get the state cell, put that there like that, set it to 1 second, put a piece of alloy wire there, and put another 2 of those pieces from down there in an L shape like this. So that's the main drive system wired up. There's really not all that much to it. Now the reverse system is completely separate. This lever here, just a toggle state, toggle lever again, into another timer that's set to 2 seconds. You could speed this up like I said before, but I don't really recommend it. And it just runs out, up, over, and around. Now you may not have seen this before because I was a bit rush flying around, but the top and all that's done like that. And you need a piece of alloy wire there and there. And that's it. You're done. It's all the wiring. No more wires. Well, actually I lied. There's a little bit on the head. So, let's move on to the head. Now the head connects onto this piece here. Another important thing to note is when you're starting it up for the first time, put your frame at the top, and it needs to be, it doesn't really matter, you can have it that long or you can have it that long, it'll still fix itself no matter what, so providing it's running right. Now, when you first start it up, you may get it so it moves down and then it spawns another one, and it'll put another one above it, and it'll stop it moving up. So you just sort of break that in, and it'll eventually fix itself. You may have to stop it a few times and start it, but it'll get going. It's not too finicky, but make sure to load your support frames into the deployer and collect them out of the chest here. And it's ready to run. If I was to turn this on now with a power supply, which I don't have, but I could have, it would push this pole out repeatedly and to pull it back. It seems I do have some power spare laying around though. Will it work? Yes. Yeah, I just realised it doesn't have any power now. Or the deployer's turned off, yeah. There we go. So it's now in a working state. Turn the deployer off. Make sure you turn the deployer off before you stop the main drive so that it ends at the top. But as I said, make sure it's this long, and you can join this block is this block. Don't put an extra one there, it's not needed. Well, you could, it won't hurt if you want to build that way. It's just an extra piece you got to dig out of your room to build it, or wherever you're building it. So if you're digging out a room, I wouldn't recommend putting an extra block there. It's just more work for yourself. So yeah, that block there is actually already over here. Okay, so now this is the head, and I've built it in slices so that this slice would be put on first, then this slice, and then this slice. And they would all sort of, if you pick this one up and you slid it across so the sides lined up, and then slid it across again, like, you know, one of those shower doors is what you could do with it, and it would all line up and join properly. So here we just have a timer, and it's set to half a second, and another state toggle, whatever it is, toggle. Yeah, that's a toggle thing. You know, I mentioned it before. It doesn't really matter. And I've got 2 iron chests here, just to give me a bit of extra room. There probably could be some cupboards there and there that I've missed. Won't hurt. Now this just connects to, this is some jacketed wire and a piece of red alloy wire here, and that just wires into the timer from there. So it's just some piping and a few bits of frame in front of that. You'll probably be building it from this side, so I should probably look at it from this side. And then it's just row after row of block breakers, and make sure to cover it all. Like, I've missed a piece here, that wouldn't allow it to work. I don't have a piece on me, but it should be covered as well, like mine. So I found a few problems with my instructions. Oh well. Okay, so if you have any questions, just let me know, and I'll do my best to answer them. So thanks for watching, and until next time, see ya.